Hello everyone and welcome to my Shameless Dive! Today we have the game Trolley Problem Inc. I kinda had to, right? Like, I saw it and I was like, a darkly comedic narrative game based on real-world philosophical papers, aka the Trolley Problem. Do you kill one or kill to save many? And it's interesting. It's always a concept I found a little bit interesting, but also not that hard. Usually the goal is to reduce the amount of harm. I guess it then turns into how do you gauge the value of a person and stuff. So I'm not exactly sure. This might reveal some internal biases. This might reveal some horrible things about me that I don't really know. Or maybe I'll just be perfect. You never know. So let's look here. So it says we can play solo. Okay. Tackle problems alone. Co-op. Splitting the blame. Smart. You need to set more discussion times, set multiple controllers for potential scapegoats. This ticket lets you fully customize your experience. Perfect for streamers, educational, or additional accessibility options. Oh, I kind of see that. I don't think I'm going to do that, but let's have a look here. Playtime. So I can actually turn the playtime right down. Ah, interesting. And it's got a fast forward button, play count. Stream choice. Does it have anything besides viewer choice? Oh god, it popped me to another thing saying it wanted to authorize. Okay. I think viewer choice is a weird thing there, but anyway. Player count 1, 2, 3. Only 2, 1 or 2. Yeah, I don't want to actually do that, so let's just try and reload it up again, I guess. It's a shame it doesn't do YouTube. But I could technically YouTube it. I just wouldn't get all the any of the other stuff. But I'm guessing this game won't take too long to play, so let's see how it goes. Please use any footage you like in any way you want. Okay, I didn't read the rest of that. It went too quickly. Probably a good thing, I suppose. South Ukraine, fair enough. It is interesting to think this is a game that came out at this time, so fair enough. There's plenty of them though. There's plenty more coming. The Dune's coming soon. Anyway, let's go straight into solo. I say straight, but we've sort of muddled around a little bit. So, all right.
The following game contains adult themes. It does not contain explicit language, sexual content, horror, or show violence. Choices matter, so please take your time. Player discretion is still advised. Please sign your name below, showing you understand and agree to endorse every decision you make.
I agree to endorse every decision you make. There's no binding or even use. Well, I'm going to write Al there, which basically means that I'm covered regardless, because Al is not my real name, so I'm good. Oh, the game window just resized.
Actions speak louder than words.
Okay, fair.
Welcome to Trolley Problem Inc., founded to help people travel safely across the nation. All our employees must show 3 core values: responsibility, integrity, and respect.
Yeah, window wasn't showing it the right size, so we're going to have to do it windowed mode by the looks of it. Okay.
There's a runaway trolley barreling down the
Yep.
railway tracks. On the tracks are 5 people unable to move. You're next to a lever. If you pull this lever, the trolley will switch to a different set of tracks.
Obviously, one person is less valuable than 5. If you're going to quantify, it has to be a pull the lever situation.
You're going to kill someone. This isn't how I thought I was going to start my day.
How so?
I hope that person's family and friends will forgive you.
How about all the people who I didn't save, huh? How about all the people I didn't save? I'm not being... Yeah, I kind of wish it did have the graphic violence. That might make you think more about what you're doing.
Usually we don't expect candidates to kill someone on their first day, but we'll give you the benefit of the doubt on this one. Just think a little more before acting next time.
Excuse me? Excuse me? I agree with 67.73% players worldwide. And apparently I agree with Regraves for an agreement of total. So basically the person who made the game, I assume. So yeah, I think I did perfectly fine there. Thank you very much.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. This test will focus on the first principle, responsibility.
Hi, Polly.
Here's Polly. She's 5 years old. While she loves to play in the sand with her dolls, she dreams of looking after the world. Polly's destiny is to grow up to be a great doctor.
Fair. Could save a lot of people. Sounds like Polly would save a lot of people.
A trolley is heading towards another 5 people. You're next to a lever. If you pull this lever, the trolley will derail down a hill heading for the park's sandpit. You notice that Polly is in the sandpit, sculpting her dream hospital.
Problem is, it doesn't change anything. Because just because we know what one person is, we just don't know any stories.
Just because they aren't as cute as Polly.
No, it's because we don't know anything about those 5 people. So we can't make a value. We can't make a value judgment. Also, look at the way it's going. We don't know if it's going to go off and kill Polly. It's only a might. I will pull the lever. Fantastic. I love how they do that as a fake Xbox thing. Kill the child. Fantastic.
Odd take on being responsible.
Excuse me.
Definition: to be the primary cause of something and so able to be blamed or credited for it.
Interesting.
For the death of a young girl.
So the person who made the game is already revealing their hand here, saying, "No, I disagree with you." I like how it's saying literally you've killed one child and one person. People, are you trying to imply that that child is not a person? Why don't you just say people killed? Anyway, the point is, fair enough. I still agree with most people. Most people say the value of the 5 lives is better than the 1. Yes, that child was may have actually went and sought to save a lot of people, but all it takes is one person in that other group who would have done the same thing.
The end justifies the means. The key to this test is integrity. This is Tyrone. He is a 30-year-old secretary at a law firm who enjoys binge-watching crime shows. Tyrone is a very large man. You don't really know anything else about him, apart from the fact that he has a severe phobia of trains.
Okay.
Now we are upping the ante. You are on a bridge with Tyrone, watching a trolley speed.
Oh yes, you push him in.
You can only stop it by deliberately pushing Tyrone off the bridge, blocking its path. Do you push Tyrone off the bridge?
Now this one's harder, obviously, because you are the one who has to make the choice to push.
21 million people are starving in the world.
And this is not because he's overweight. I am also overweight. I would go in the way of the train myself to save 5 people. I would go into the way to save those 5 people. If I could, I would jump in front of the trolley.
The cleaning company with the best reviews are Happy Cleaning Limited. Who knew one body could make so much mess? You're going to have to tip them well.
Well, Reed Graves also agreed with that. So, yeah, that's not okay. They say they're not okay with killing children, but they haven't actually said if there was any children in the group of 5 people. There could have been children in the group of 5 people. Hell, that could have been an elementary school field trip. In fact, I would not have put it past them to say, this is an elementary school field trip or something. You know, you can't be so certain. You need to remain consistent.
Has 9 lives.
Okay.
Now for the final core value, respect. It seems we've run out of resources to continue your testing. I'm going to need you to go and grab some mannequins.
Question, were you killing people before?
Next trolley, so don't get distracted by that dog. The trolley leaves in 1 minute.
Okay, need to go take you some mannequins. You'll need to get to the next trolley. So don't get distracted by the dog. But it's just resources, so it's going around mannequins.
Dog down on the tracks. No trolleys will use that line today, so the dog will not be hit. You're in a rush. Do you kill the dog, putting it out of its misery, or leave it to die, cold and alone?
I'm going to kill the dog, obviously, because I don't want to die a slow, painful death.
How are you going to do it?
I'll get out and...
Somewhere out there, a man is missing a best friend.
Yeah, but the best friend's going to die either way. Don't try and guilt me, game. Why did it come into one?
When you respect something, you're meant to care about its feelings and wishes.
Dead dog.
Instead, you just killed it.
Reed Graves chooses to save the dog. It says save the dog. Save the dog. But you couldn't save the dog. You leave the dog alone or you kill it. I'm sorry, that doesn't count. I'm not saving anyone by not killing it.
Play with fire, you'll get burned. Oh, great. I've just heard those kids are back. They keep sneaking down onto the tracks. With all the training from this week, you should be able to decide a straightforward outcome for these reprobates.
Oh, God.
Remember, respect, responsibility, and integrity.
Oh, God.
5 trespassers have snuck down onto the trolley line even though signs warn them of the dangers. The trolley is currently heading for a co-worker. Do you let your co-worker die or sacrifice the delinquents?
I'm just going to let the worker die. Once again, the delinquents are delinquents, but they're not necessarily delinquents forever.
If the trespassers weren't there, you would change the path, right?
Of course.
I guess you value criminals over co-workers then.
No, it's that I value people over not people. Or less people. And they'll probably see it and learn a lesson anyway.
Killed a co-worker. All right then, I guess your results for the first week are in. I'll run these up the flagpole and see what the suits upstairs think.
They disagree. They would have killed a bunch of children then, but they wouldn't have killed a bunch of children before. I'm sorry, just because someone was a criminal when they're a child doesn't mean they've got no hope in the world. Thank you very much all the same. We still don't know what those 5 people would have became. We don't know if they would be in prison or if they'd turn their life around. And frankly, it doesn't really matter. There's still 5 people versus 1 people. So the math is still the same, game. The math is still the same. Oh dear.
Dear Sir or Madam, we have been following your exemplar practice this week at Trolley Problem Inc. and would like to thank you for your hard work, especially when some challenging decisions had to be made. We would like to invite you to take employment at the Trolley Health Corporation. This is a prestigious position and was created to help keep the public safe through all walks of life.
How does this okay. So now I'm actively killing bad people? Is that where we're getting at here?
It looks like you've impressed someone upstairs with last week's answers. You've been transferred to the Trolley Health Corporation, THC.
Yes, the joke makes perfect sense.
Stoic, focusing more on justice, temperance, courage, and wisdom. We'll start with justice.
Justice, temperance, courage, and wisdom. Oh, am I meant to make these decisions based on different values this time? Because I was just making them based on my values. I'm not sure I really want to make it based on someone else's values.
Today, you'll be in A&E. A young male has come in from a car accident and urgently needs a heart transplant. There's only one in the hospital, and this heart is scheduled to be given to an elderly man waiting upstairs. He will surely die without it. Who should get the heart? Sounds like his car may have caused the accident.
Oh. But...
News just in, the young male has alcohol in his blood. Was he driving?
That was a hard one, and the changing the fact at the very last second was a little bit hard on me. I still believe that people... You should give
Well,
aim more on...
elderly man deserved that heart much more. Oh. Oh, wait. Did you save the young guy? Oh.
Oh, God. So this is the thing. Once again, I am not going to doom someone for their choices post-blank in general. I value life over all else. As much as it sucks, the younger person had more life left. So to give it to more life, it was that. After a traumatic experience such as that, one would imagine hopefully he'll turn his life around. If not, well, I guess that one is on me. Did the fact that he had alcohol in the system or was the one driving the car change anything? Him driving the car? No. Didn't change anything. Him having alcohol in his blood? It did change it a little bit. And I was very tempted to change back. But once again, I can't just assume that bad people will remain bad and good people will remain good. I can't just assume that the bad person will always be bad. I have to value life over all else.
You can't win them all.
Oh, great! Maybe this one won't actually have a solid choice.
The hospital is rammed. Every staff member has their hands full, so you're going to have to go out on the ward and help the sick, gross, decaying people. Remember, temperance. Restrain yourself and think it through.
I do, but you only give me a minute anyway.
Begged to be euthanized.
Okay.
Euthanasia is currently illegal. You
Yep.
want to be the one who gives the lethal dose. You will need to look into their eyes and
Okay.
end their life. What do you do?
I mean, if they want to be euthanized, then that's their choice. I don't care if it's illegal. What matters is their choice. They have the right to choose.
Did you know 90% of suicide survivors regret attempting it? Sounds pretty similar.
Not really. It depends on what they're...
This could be a sting operation.
Why would it be a sting? That doesn't make any sense. That doesn't make any sense. I would assume they would only ask if they were actually in the death grips. Like, they're in a hospital. They're not exactly... Yeah.
You actually did it. I thought you would have learned not to kill people by now.
You agree. So that time they actually agreed with me. Yeah, no, I agree that it's their choice. I know I said I value life, and I do value life, but this is the thing. Usually if people are asking to be euthanized, they've got no other option. Now, we're not talking about a random person who's just committing suicide, and that's that. We're talking about someone who was in hospital to be, and was probably very sick, and was begging for it. Now, if they weren't sick, I wouldn't have done it. But here's the thing. They didn't specify that. I am assuming the best case scenario of this person. And that is this person was dead and dying. Because that's what they said. The decrepit, wounded, crying old people. Like the people who were basically near death. So clearly, these are people who are okay to be euthanized. And so far, I've actually... My total kill count is quite low. Just saying. Why do I get a chest for this? Oh. Great. I got the syringe of the...
Slow in choosing, but slower in changing. The last few days have been tough. It was only a week ago you were on the trolleys. Today should be easier. You have a choice to make which some people would see as a good problem to have. It's just going to take courage.
Okay.
You have 5 patients. Each needs a different organ, but no organs are available. A healthy young traveller comes in for a routine checkup. Their organs are compatible with all 5 dying patients. Do you kill the tourist and use their organs to save the 5 in desperate need? That's 1 life for 5.
But he still has his whole life ahead of him.
Chug ayahuasca and get a culturally appropriate
Doesn't matter.
tribal tattoo.
I don't want to take... I guess it technically did the same thing if the...
Is his
That's a hard choice. But no, I need to value... The only reason I chose the fat guy to die was because I would have done it. I would have jumped in front. Would I have sacrificed myself for 5?
5 people die today. You probably probably should have looked into their backgrounds. Looks like one was researching into improving vaccines. Hopefully that won't be an issue down the road.
So that one technically didn't have the point of having the least possible death. I could have given that. But at that point, it's literally murder. And at that point, it's technically so was the fat man in front of the trolley. So I realize it's the exact same thing. Why did I make that choice differently this time? I make this choice differently this time? I think probably because inaction in the other part was like I could have had the option to save. I would have offered that to the person who came in, but I doubt they would have taken it, and that would be their prerogative. I don't know. This did okay. I don't know if I did the right thing there or not, to be honest.
Can't make an omelette without breaking eggs.
I don't want to actively be
You
okay.
have been promoted yet again. You now run the hospital.
Okay.
Asked to roll out a new vaccine in Central City. This vaccine will stop
Okay,
a large
good.
number of children from becoming severely ill, but you
Okay.
need to help their parents. We need your words of
Yeah, this is
Start a
it's pretty
mandatory
easy.
vaccination
Yes.
program among children to stop this endemic. Slight problem. Clinical trial data suggests the vaccine will make 1 in 5 children severely ill, much worse than the virus itself.
Yeah, it says ill, not death.
Each week, you will cause 1,000 children to be severely ill. How did you answer the trolley one again?
Same way with trying to minimize the total harm. The only time I've went with my own view twice.
You have angered those parents.
Oh dear.
Coming in from a woman called Karen. Not sure if it's all the same person.
Yeah, no, I'm good. I'm okay with that situation.
Beggars can't be choosers. Your hospital is getting noticed. You're now going to have to make some big decisions. They will affect a lot of people. While choosing, always keep in mind justice, temperance.
I would say
to be stoic.
that letting the tourists live was the best option from those values. It's not justice to murder someone.
Develop breakthrough medicines for the endemic. While testing, placebos thousands of ill patients. Without proper treatment, some will die today in the hope you could make a breakthrough tomorrow. Do you start the research or continue treating patients as usual?
I have to research.
At least some get to eat sweets before, you know.
Why was that? They show a picture of that kid I killed earlier.
How much do these candies and eggheads even cost?
I'm obviously going to start the research because, like, we don't know what the treatment's going to do. We have to do the science properly.
Developing new medicines is a smart move. Let's just let others treat the patients. Hopefully they will. Dear insert_name. Congratulations. This letter is to certify
Oh, great.
I examined your work and believe you to be a perfect fit to fill the open position here in our Artificial Intelligence Division. In this role, you will help to develop the next generation of driverless cars.
The only time I've been inconsistent so far is with the tourist.
Familiarity breeds contempt.
So I'm going to just live with that fact.
Well, la-di-da, another promotion. You're now in charge of a private self-driving automotive division. SAD. First things first, your artificial intelligence needs some direction.
Okay, fair.
A self-driving car is travelling along a single-lane mountain road
Yep,
and is fast approaching a narrow tunnel.
yep.
The car has 2 passengers. A child runs across the road but trips, blocking the tunnel entrance. Should the AI car hit and kill the child, or swerve off the cliff, killing both passengers?
The AI car should technically kill the child.
That child has as much right to live as anyone else.
Very true. However, there's 2 passengers versus 1.
On the road, do you not feel responsible for their death?
The point of AI is that it reduces the amount, and that humans would do no better, and that fact is true regardless. Like, an AI car doesn't have to be perfect; it just needs to be better than a human.
How does the computer know that something in the road is human? Do we have good enough data sets? Currently, a lot of AI only recognizes white men.
It's number of people that matters, and also it's about the number. Okay, here we go.
Trouble. The investors didn't like your last answer. They're also pissed because you brought up the dataset thing. This AI stuff is hard. I'm rooting for you this time.
This thing, I wonder if it does change.
Do you want to carry on developing the car's AI? Do you want to focus on a model that would always save as many lives as possible in an accident, or a system that would save our passengers at any cost?
Why does it have negative 66% on the side there?
Will people buy cars that will kill them?
It's about putting forth the best option for everyone.
People don't mind dying for total strangers.
Yeah, but it's a different thing, because we could have died just by driving the car like that. Save the most people possible. Do not kill a bunch of random people for the sake of one person.
I will say it again. Current datasets discriminate against minorities and women. How can it work this out if it doesn't deem black women to be people?
Yeah, but that's a problem with the AI, not Mida's choices.
Honesty is the best policy. The technology these cars have in them is amazing. We know where everyone is at all times. Passengers just have to use an app to call them, and the closest one will be there in minutes.
That sounds terrifying.
All talk with the AI while traveling. It's always listening.
Okay, that's terrifying.
The man is on trial. Police believe he committed murder. Allegedly, the AI's mic recorded a private conversation where the man confesses. Users don't know it's always recording. The defendant has denied access to their files. Do you bypass security and invade their privacy?
Once again, least possible harm.
Potential murderer walk the streets.
Least possible harm, respecting privacy is the only way forward.
Now they'll be able to kill again. I'll let you explain that to the victims' families.
It's about reducing the possible outcomes of harm, and if you don't have privacy, we're screwed up. We can't do anything without privacy, and it's more than just one person be affected.
Investors upstairs will be happy with this. The more the world values privacy, the more they can justify hiding their taxes.
That's not the same thing, damn it.
Don't put all your eggs in one basket. So the company has moved into delivery services now. They move pretty quick round here. Sounds like they've got some pretty important cargo. Good
Okay.
workload. One of your cars has no passengers, but is carrying an irreplaceable prototype with the potential to end global warming.
We've really got to stop driving around narrow childs.
Across the road but trips. Should your AI kill the child or swerve off the cliff, losing the prototype?
Once again, total amount of death is what matters
We must
here.
protect the world for the children. Just not this one.
I just don't know why we're consistently driving through narrow tunnels. It's clearly not a great idea.
Memorial. In the far car park, obviously.
Yeah, I very much feel like we need to stop driving through narrow tunnels. Or, you know, we could stop and slow down.
We have just recovered the child's body. Someone had to go and collect it. I don't think we'll be able to make a memorial statue without a photo.
Okay, that's a random one. What's that have to do with killing children?
What goes around comes around.
Well,
Well, this is embarrassing. We need some backup over at Trolley Problem, Inc.
uh,
Tyrone's rotund twin is a very large villain. I think that dead dog may have belonged to him. Maybe that's why he's here? Why didn't you save the dog again?
because the only option was leave it to die or kill it.
Oh no. Tommy has lured 5 people onto the track. They'll never be able to get out of the way in time. He is standing up on the bridge watching. If you push him in front of the trolley, it will stop. Or you can stay out of this and let the police handle it. Ideally, he needs medical help.
Why is it doing that all the time? I can't even see what it is at the time it gives it.
Trying to kill you, even after the dog debacle.
But he's trying to kill 5 others.
I hope history doesn't see you as the very large villain.
I'm not sure where this comes from. Yes, I shouldn't go into...
Save that dog. Hopefully the media won't find out about this. People may...
But once again, I say I didn't save the dog because it was the only other option.
Has his price.
Like, the dog was suffering.
Everyone's getting into subscription services these days, so let's try that. Instead of selling something to someone once, let's make them keep paying for it. Let's keep that money rolling in.
Okay, I don't know how long this game's going to last for. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say my opinion on the first part of the game already now. Stop it. And I'll keep playing. If it goes for another half an hour or so, I'll just maybe play this as an optional second episode for people. So it doesn't completely ruin everything for people. But if it only goes for a few more minutes, well, you won't see a second video. So far, I've got to say, some of these questions seem a little bit unrealistic, but I'm like to think I'm mostly being consistent, except for the tourists. I was not consistent on the tourists. I realize that. But I think that it's hard. Anyway, because technically we could still get organs from somewhere else. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Okay. Well, it kind of does. It's still the point of the game. If you like what you see here, you can see how you can go and how many people you can kill or not kill. I mean, you could technically do this in multiple different ways. You go out of your way to go be as evil as possible. You go out of it with trying to minimize harm, or you could just be questioned with a bunch of different ways. I don't know if this game is really as realistic as it could be, but it's interesting. I'll give it that. So, thank you for joining me today. I hope you liked watching me and try and justify my murder or not murdering of people. It's okay if we don't agree entirely on everything. That means you can go off and try different answers later. Be interested to see how many more points this game has regardless. Alright, thank you for joining me, and I'll see you next time. This has been Trolley Problem Inc., and goodbye.